Welcome to this video, which I hope will help explain the concept of the box plot graph. Some people call it box and whiskers because the basic shape of a box and whiskers graph is to have 5 points on your graph. Well, I'll explain that in a few minutes. And to have a box shape with the middle 3. So the general idea behind this box plot graph is something like this one. The whiskers refers to the information that's right here on the outside of the graph, and the box refers to the numbers that are on the inside. The data can prove very significant. I'll go ahead and erase this right now, and we'll look at the two examples that I will have on this video. The first one has a set of numbers, and the numbers must be in order for you to do this. Right off the bat, when you have a set of data, whether it involves basketball score, margins of victory, temperatures over a period of time, or grades, or any other kind of statistical data, any kind of numbers, you need to have them in order first, and that is a major emphasis. The information must be in order, or the graph will literally blow up in your face from a mathematical perspective. Let's look at these numbers. Now that these numbers ranging from 5 through 35 that you see on the screen, we'll look at these and we'll look at finding the 5 numbers that are consisting in this box plot. The 5 numbers that are involved are as follows: the lowest number, the highest number, and hopefully this is not off on the wrong end of the screen, the median, which if you looked at any kind of studies is the number that is in the middle of the stack, does not necessarily mean average, and then we have a number called the lower quartile and one called the upper quartile. You can refer to this information in your book and on my slideshow as needed, so that I'm addressing the various learning styles in the classroom. Alright, the first ones are pretty easy. The lowest value in the list, of course, is the number 5 because I have them in order. The highest value is the number 35, so I can go ahead and write those in my list, the number 5 and the number 35. To find the middle number, it is important that you take all of the numbers. Do not eliminate these numbers. You want to take every number in the list, and I'm surrounding them right here. I want every number in the list, and I want to find the one that's in the middle of the stack. And if I start counting these out, I will find that the middle number in the stack is going to be one of the 23s. It's going to be this number right here. The middle number, or the median, is going to be 23. I just go in and find the one that's in the center of the list, assuming they're in order. Now, what this median does is it will automatically, by taking my marker right here and emphasizing the particular 23, what happens is I end up with two groups of numbers. One group of numbers on the left side of that median, and one group of numbers that will be on the right side of that median. You can tell you're correct if you have the same number of items on both sides, and in both cases I have 5 numbers. To the left I have 5, 19, 21, 22, 23, total of 5 values. To the right I have the other 23, 24, 25, 30, and 35, a total of 5 numbers. To get the quartile, what I have to do is I find the median or middle value in this set. So I'm looking at the yellow list, and if I look at the middle of this group, the middle one is 20. If I take the other group, those circled with blue, I find that the middle of that one is 25. Those are my lower quartile and upper quartile respectively, or respectfully. So my 5 digits involved in my box plot are the number 5, which is the lowest in the stack, 20, which is the lower quartile, 23, which is the median for the whole group, 25, which is the upper quartile, the one in the little stack, and 35, which is the highest value. What I will do now is I'll plot these values on my chart. So right here, I'll go right about here. That would be my 5. My 20 would be right here. And I'm going above the chart if you'll notice. You can do it in the middle, but I'm going to do it this way for visual purposes. The 23, this may be get a little tight right here. The 23 will be maybe here. The 25 here, and the 35 would be here. So I have this many values: the 5, the 20, the 23, the 25, and the 35. Now to draw my box and whiskers or box plot, I connect each of these dots together. I'm using green just to give you an illustration that counters for color purposes. And I take the middle three dots, if you please, and I draw my vertical lines and form a box. So what this gives you in this vision of the box plot is the number that is extremely low compared to the others, and that's the 5. The one that's extremely high compared to the others, that's 35. I've got the median value for the whole list, which is 23, and I've got the quartile. So this gives you kind of a range as far as how the values spread out on the chart. And this is what is called a box plot or box and whiskers graph. Now I'll take another situation for you. I'm going to scroll down this screen so you can take a look at it on the video, and hopefully this will be readable. I now have these values. And again, what I need to do here, and this is a bad chart, but what I need to do here is I want to find, in fact, I'm going to take this particular chart. Please bear with me because my scale will be poor, and I'm going to delete this for right now, so bear with me. This is not a perfect video, and I don't apologize for that, because I have to make these very quickly and frequently, and I simply don't have the hours to make them absolutely perfect. So hopefully you're going to be understanding of that process. Here are my numbers, make them a little bit larger for you so they'll all be on the screen together. And here they are, 104.8. They're in order all the way up to 314. Now to find the median, we want to get 5 values here. I'm going to do a little bit of scooting right here so I can get as much as I can. I want to find the median in the list. I want to look for the median first. Now the median is a little different in this list because if you'll notice, there is no middle number. When there is no middle number, when I've got two numbers in the middle, like in this case, what I have to do is to find the halfway point between them. In other words, what I do is I add these together, 128.3 plus 134.2, and I divide that by 2 to get my median value. Whenever you have an even number of items, in this case I have 6 items, so there's no middle, I have to add the center two numbers and divide by 2. So the median is going to be a value that is not in my list. If I do the math on this, I'll get 262.5, I think that's right, divided by 2. 262.5 divided by 2 is equal to 131.25. I think that's right. I'm going to do my math to make sure, so I'm going to talk. You won't see this, but I'm going to take this value, this set of values, and I'm going to put this in the calculator just to make sure on this video that I have something that's correct, so I don't have people that are getting a little excited because I have the wrong data on there, and then they tend to get panicky and maybe a little bit confused. I'm doing that out of respect for my students. That is the correct number. So the median value for this is going to be 131.25. That's my median value. Now notice it's not in the list. But again, what it does, it guarantees that I have the same number of items on the left-hand side and the same number of items on the right-hand side. And no, I've not forgotten the low and the high. I tend not to do that first because I found that students will eliminate those numbers. Now, to find the quartiles, I want to get the median of each of these little groups. So in the yellow group, the median value of this little group is 123.4. I happen to have an odd number of values, so it's easy. In the blue area, the middle number is 141.1. So I now have my 5 numbers for my box plot. Remember, for my box plot, I get the lowest value for one of the numbers, that's that guy. I get the highest value, which is this one. I get the median value, which is the one I had earlier, the 131.25 where I did the arithmetic. I find the lower quartile, which is the one in this yellow group, and I find the upper quartile, which is the one in this group. So I take those 5 numbers and I make a scale. The one you see above it is not good, but I make a scale where I can plot these numbers, and that's the way I get my box plot. Hopefully this helps you out, and if you still have the need for additional explanations, you're probably better off asking a fellow student, a tutor, or arrange some time with me after class hours.